here with our good friend Miguel from Chesty's Auto. He's been our mechanic since day one. He's going to lead our beautiful team here through what it looks like to properly inspect a vehicle so it's safe out on the road for y'all. Take it away.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to start with the coolant. Coolant level. This vehicle right here, you can check the coolant by simply looking through the bottle. This bottle right here has an arrow, and it will tell you how the level should be at. You do not want to overfill this bottle. You want to make sure that it's right there at that level. If the coolant is low, we do not want to add coolant, because if we are low on coolant, that means that we have a leak. That it is a problem. We want to make sure, we want to address that leak. We want to take care of it before any major problems happen with it. This is our very first fluid that we're going to check. You want to make sure that you check this fluid when the engine is cold. You don't want to check it when the engine has been running for 500 miles. You want to make sure that it's being cold. Okay. The next one is going to be your engine oil. Your engine oil, you don't want to check it when the engine is running. You want to check it when the engine has been stopped and it's been stopped for at least a couple minutes. That'll give you the best reading. You will check it first time. You will clean it up. Put the dipstick in and get your reading. This right here will tell you how low or full your fluid is. You do not want to overfill your oil. A low oil is bad for the engine. Too much oil is bad for your engine. You want to make sure that it's up to the level where it needs to be at. If oil needs to be added, you will look at your fuel cap, and your fuel cap will tell you the weight that you need to use. You do not want to use anything else besides that oil. Okay. This vehicle does not have a way to check the transmission fluid, so the only thing we need to do is just get underneath it, check for leaks. If we have any leaks, if we see any leaks in this area right here, that'll tell us that we have a fluid leak. But if everything is dry, you should be good. Transmission fluid does not need to be checked in this vehicle. That's one thing you need to be looking for, okay, for leaks. The next thing we're gonna look is at your belt. The drive belt is very important, because that's what turns your alternator, your water pump, keeps your engine running cool. And what you want to look for is any fraying on the belt. The belt's not cracked. And if that is the case, then you need to address it. You need to put on your sheet and say that the belt is frayed, cracked, or it needs to be replaced. When you're bringing the vehicle, that's stuff that we do. We always check those little things, and we address them whenever they need to be replaced. The next fluid that we got to check is going to be your brake fluid. The brake fluid, it's right next to this bottle, and you can shine a light and you can see the light, the level of it, of the fluid. Brake fluid, you're only checking the level. If it's low or if it's too low, you will have a brake light come on. That'll let you know that there is something going on with your brakes. You do not want to add brake fluid to this, because if you add brake fluid, you're only prolonging the problem. You're not fixing the problem. Do not add brake fluid. If the brake fluid is too low, you need to address it, and you need to have a look at it. This is a safety concern. That means that your brakes might be low, or you might have a brake fluid leak. And if that's the case, we need to make sure that we fix that. Next thing we're looking at is your tires. We're looking at your tread. Make sure that your tread is good and it's nice and soft. You just want to put your hands on it, the depth on it. We don't have a depth gauge to check it, but you can make sure. Some tires will have little bars right here. When the depth gets even with that bar in this area, that means that the tires are ready for replacement. Okay? The next thing we're looking at is how old these tires are. Tires cannot be more than 5 or 6 years old out on the road. They have a DOT number, they have a DOT year when they were produced. DOT number. Most of the time, the last 4 numbers of the DOT will tell you the week and the year the tire was produced. This tire was produced the week of 21, the year of 24. So it's only a couple years old. It's only 1 year old, pretty much. That's one thing that we're looking at. The next thing we're looking at is your air pressure. Air pressure, most vehicles will have a placard inside the driver's side door. It will tell you the pressure that it needs to be at. That is cold air pressure. That means that the vehicle has been stationary for more than 8 hours. If this vehicle has been driven, then you need to add 3 psi to that number, or subtract 3 psi from the number that you're reading on your gauge. You will take your gauge, read the tire pressure. It says 33. Let's assume this vehicle has been driven. We will subtract 3 psi from there. So that means that this tire has 30 psi of pressure, 30 psi. If we need to add, we need to make sure that we add the proper amount. Always check it when it's cold, once it's been sitting for a while. So when we bring in a vehicle in our shop, the very first thing that we do is we're driving it up. We sound the horn. That lets one of our team, one of our guys in the shop, and lets them know that what we're doing is we're checking the lights. We don't have to yell out, we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is just sound the horn. They'll come over, start in front of the vehicle, and we'll start checking the lights. We'll turn on the headlights. We'll start with the low beams. Then after we do the low beams, we'll do the left turn, right turn, high beams, and then they'll move to the back. They'll go on the left side. They'll do a walk around, go to the back, check the lights, we'll do the left, the right, the brakes, and then at that time we know we've completed our brake check. We'll sound the horn again, and then they'll do the other walk around on the right side. And what we're doing is we're checking for any dents or any damages to the vehicle. That's why they go on the left, and we'll finish on the right, because that is their walk around. If they see anything, they'll let us know. They'll come over, put thumbs up, or they'll let us know if there's a light to the side. Okay? Next thing we're gonna check is your windshield. We're gonna check the windshield for any cracks. You gotta make sure that this windshield has no cracks, no major cracks, or it has any impairments for the driver. It's a safety concern. We don't want any kind of cracks in this windshield, especially impairing the visibility of the driver. We're gonna check the wiper blades. Wiper blades, they need to be soft to the touch. If you touch them and they start cracking or they'll bend, they need to be replaced. Another way to check them: turn on your wipers, turn on your washer. And if they leave streaks on the windshield, they also need to be replaced. You gotta make sure they're cleaning the windshield and they are allowing the driver to see through that windshield. Okay, and the very last thing that we check is the battery. With batteries, we'll have a 3 to 5 year life shelf. We'll check them, we'll check the year, we'll make sure what year they were made and if they're getting close to the end of life. If the battery it's the original battery from the vehicle, we pretty much assume that if the vehicle is a 2020 and we're in 2025, that battery is 5 years old, should be getting tested and possibly replaced. We do not want to leave a customer stranded.
So informative, great things to know so that the vehicles go out on the road safely, and we know that our clients' vehicles are being taken care of, and as our guests, you know you're in good hands. Thank you, Miguel, so much.